back to, hey, we're doing the universe spin-offs again and everything like that. But if
Yeah.
those two crash, then yeah, it's gonna be doubling down on Tom Holland, Peter Parker, and
Mm.
making a Miles live action as fast as possible. And also, Sony owns the rights to 900 characters, so they're gonna do everything they can to milk out that Spider-Man franchise for themselves. So we'll see.
I mean, I think this was an interesting statistic that women don't make up enough of the box office when males make up 65 through 70% of it. And people are saying maybe this is why the movie did so bad, because males make this up and they don't want to see women in these types of movies. I don't know. I mean, this is not
Mm,
me personally.
yeah,
This is just a statistic that's out there.
right. I'll push back a little bit on that because there's obviously some truth. People don't want. There's a lot of males that don't want any type of female thing in anything. So I hate y'all because how do y'all hate your mom? Y'all hate y'all sister? I don't understand things like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you think about the whole spin-offs and especially with this movie in general,
Mhm.
for males, you have three very attractive women who's going to be in spandex. So when it comes to the male audience, when you're writing this on paper, you're like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Men are going to
Yeah.
definitely go see this. But what they forgot is that the men that do go see this also see comic book movies and also grew up with comic book movies. So they want to see a comic book movie. They
Mm.
don't want to see whatever it is you slap together to make this movie because
Yeah.
from all intents and purposes, from every single review and even like peer review or just the social media sphere in general, the movie is hot garbage. It got a
Yeah.
1 out of 10 on IGN.
It's just crazy. Right.
Like
That's
it's
crazy.
like
I mean,
you spent
IGN
all
be
this
capping
money. What
anyway.
are
I
you
can't
doing?
even we can't even take a real IGN review, by the way.
You're right.
I
Yeah, no,
mean,
you're right. But it goes to show you that if what I do with IGN is like, all right, if IGN has this, I have to go around and see what the consensus is with everybody
mm,
else. And the
yeah.
consensus is that this is just a very, very, very bad movie. And not
Yeah.
just like a bad superhero, it's just a bad movie in general. And
Mm.
it's unfortunate because it seems like this isn't the movie that those three girls signed up for. They actually thought they was going to be in the MCU and they didn't understand the difference between Sony Marvel and Marvel Marvel. So it just sucks. It sucks for them. Also, one thing I saw
Mm.
an interview with the lead, and they asked her to name the Spider-Man movies. I think the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies.
Okay.
And I don't know if she was joking, like, or being sarcastic or whatever,
Uh.
but she got every single one wrong, and that did not help when it came to the male comic book crowd.
Mm.
So it's like, hey, either you're oblivious to this and you shouldn't have this role. This is how they
Yeah.
feel,
Yeah.
or you're making fun of it and you shouldn't have this role, and you're just naive and oblivious and you shouldn't have this role. That's the consensus for that crowd out there when it comes to
Mm.
things like that. That didn't help at all. But I'm very surprised that they're actually trying to cancel the whole thing. I mean, I would assume you wanted to thoroughly plan it out. Don't just throw things to the wall. But I would say Craven do looks good based on the
Yeah.
trailer. It does look good.
Yeah. Right. Right. So that's the next upcoming thing. So I can't wait to see it. Marvel
I have a
just out
question though.
here.
I have a
Go
question.
ahead. Go ahead.
So, can you have a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man?
I don't think so. I personally don't think so. And I don't think it's ever going to happen. They barely wanted to give us a video game without Spider-Man in it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So, I'm from the guys of like you don't necessarily have to have like Tom Holland in it,
Mm-hmm.
but what you have to do is give the illusion that it's at least in the same New York City setting kind of thing where
Yeah.
like like there's webbing on the wall. Like I think with Morbius in the trailers they had like a a graffiti art of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So they're
Hmm.
like, "Oh, is this part of that universe and stuff?" And with this movie, there was rumors that originally this was set in the 90s so it can be set with the Amazing Spider-Man universe, so they could be able to tie that to that universe instead of the Marvel's Tom Holland universe, and you'd be able to bring Andrew Garfield into
Right.
that universe and have him be the Sony Spider-Man for that shared universe, and Tom Holland will be, the actual Marvel
Hmm.
Spider-Man on the main universe. But it seems it didn't work out that way.
I mean, I will say there's different universes out there, and I think anything can happen with inside the Marvel universe. So many storylines that can still be made up until this day. Um, so I think it'll just be definitely interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm good. I haven't watched Morbius. I have no desire to watch Morbius. I haven't watched
Yeah.
Madam Web. I have no
Mm.
desire to watch Madam
Oof.
Web. I
Oof.
mean, if we have to watch it for a review, then
Yeah.
obviously it's our job.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But for
Exactly.
me to have on my free time to go out the way and watch those,
Right. Maybe I'll
I'm
watch it.
I'm
Maybe
good.
I'll watch it. I'll let you know by next podcast.
Yeah.